Hey everybody, and welcome back to episode 19 of our Let's Play series. This now makes it the longest running of the Let's Play series I've done. So we're going to get started with the first little thing. I managed to get to the level where I can get the Singularity perk, which on getting it is going to mean that we can get our other routes. So we're going to take Visio for travel, and I think we'll take Dissidia. Dealing damage is probably going to be more of a boost. Also we can pick up the others. In fact, yeah, we'll take Avitas as well, and we'll pick up Armara as our next perk, and that way we'll get boosts from everything. And then as we go through, we can carry on getting the increased experience pumps, which makes plenty of sense, and then we can start working our way out to some of the things on the outer edges, but that works quite well for now. I am kind of curious as to how much travel I need to do to get that improved, but we'll work on that. So the first thing I want to be getting into is a little bit more of the Botania side of things. In this case, we're going to be making for ourselves runic altar, which then is the integral part of getting the various types of runes that are used in much of the creations. The one that I want to make either this episode or next is somewhere around here. An amulet, basically, that means we can't be set on fire. It's a very useful one. Pyroclast pendant, I think it's the one we're talking about here. Yeah, there we go. Which needs a rune of summer and a rune of fire. So the basic runes are the elemental runes: fire, earth, air, water, etc. The second tier of runes require 2 from the first tier and then other aspects. So we're going to need a fair amount of mana, which I've been using charcoal from the tree farm to power up the pool a little bit in between, but the other aspect now is to start making the runes. So things we're going to need: we're going to need a mana diamond, which means, in fact, actually I'm just going to double check that that hasn't changed, that it is still either the diamond or the, yeah, I say it's either the mana pearl or the mana diamond. You can use both, so that is fine. We need 5 living rock, and then for the runes themselves, we need a fair amount of other bits and pieces, including mana steel and mana powder in each case. So we're going to need feathers as well, actually, which is a good point. I'm not going to have very many by way of feathers. Might need to get a chicken farm set up first for that. Let's go and get the mana diamond sorted out first. So we haven't actually set up the automation for this yet. It's still just as it was. So we need to deal with getting some of the resources over. I have finished setting up some of the items downstairs, which we'll go and look at in a moment as to how everything is currently laid out and what the plan is for that. So here we just need to take it about 3-4, about here will do fine. So we need a mana spreader to point at the runic altar, connected to the mana pool. Connecting a mana spreader to a mana pool, literally just putting it next to it, and it will see it and pull the power out and into the runic altar. I think we can get something like the rune of earth. I haven't really got very many mushrooms either. I've got a fair bit for the water, so we'll do that just to show how this works. So let's go downstairs and craft up the bits we need for that. So first up, a fishing rod, then one sugar cane, one bone meal. We're going to get ourselves a second bit of sugar cane. Well, just going to need the sugar actually, and then one piece of iron. But I think we've got one mana seal, so that's fine. In fact, we've got one mana powder, so that works as well. And then the final piece you need is a piece of living rock itself. So let's get rid of that thunderstorm. No space. I always forget that. There we go. So the basic aspect with a runic altar is just drop your items onto it, and if you drop them on successfully, they'll start orbiting. Doesn't matter what order you put things on. And when you hear that sound, you know it's been successful, and it pops up with the recipe and provides a countdown. So it shouldn't take too much mana. This is quite a low requirement. The higher up runes take more. So there's 3 tiers of runes: your basic runes of elements, your runes of the seasons, and then the runes of the sins. And then you've got a rune of mana, which is just a separate one. It's technically a tier 1. Oh yeah, that's the other part I'll need. The wand. Forgot about that. So all you need to do now is drop the living rock on top and hit it with the wand, and you get your runes. Like the Petal Apothecary, if you've got the abilities, got the items in your inventory, you can just right click again within about 60 seconds or so to start crafting a second one. So that's how that all works. We're going to need to go through the various elements in good time, but yeah, considering one of the things I'm going to want is the air one, I'm going to need more. Okay, that was very quick. That does not take much travel at all to level up that. That's impressive. Let's double check. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16. Perfect. So this will take the various different runes. We could just put them in here for storage. Wow, yeah, I was not expecting that to level up anywhere close to what it did. So okay, yeah, the travel one probably should have been the first one to go for. Yeah. Right, so chicken farm. We're going to need some fences. Do we have any? Just treated wood. Need regular fences. And a gate. I think we might have had some leftovers. No, okay. See what this is enough then. We're going to put them next to the cow farm. Just here. And let's take out this way. Same rough size will be fine. And like so. Right, now we just need to find some chickens. There were some dotted around not too long ago. Don't know where they've gone. do. Okay, no, so that, thank you. Let's have a quick nosy around. I might have to just pause the recordings for a little moment while I hunt down some of our feathered friends. Probably should have captured them before, but hey, live and learn. Aha, perfect. Come with me, little birdie. No, come with me. Look, I have seeds. Seeds? You like seeds? There we go. So I do have a fair amount of eggs. I could probably get away with just throwing eggs into the part for a second chicken. And of course, I start recording and I get popular on Messenger. Alright, let's just quick try this one. No, never mind. Right. Okay, so that's at least one chicken. We need a second one. We'll go and grab some eggs from downstairs. See about hatching some of them that way. Seriously. Even muted, it does nothing. There we go, right. Eggs. One of the other aspects, I've made a larger wall of drawers, including downstairs, filling up all of that side of things, so there's now more stuff that we can store in. I've also left these 4 unlocked, so anything that is unusual that drops into the system or over spills will fit into that area, and I can see it more easily than having to walk all the way down to the end of the corridor, and that will just aid in getting storage sorted out, basically. Come on, there we go. 3 chickens, so I don't really need the eggs right now. 4 chickens will be fine. Just gotta wait for them to grow up, then we can start breeding and harvesting them for feathers. Lovely. Okay, so yeah, let's just go and show how we've wired up all of downstairs now. Got a little bit of change in things. Did we have fences somewhere? No, we did not, so you're gonna need, just stick it there, that'll be fine. Much easier. So this looks like a complete mess, I appreciate. What we have done is we've filled in the formulaic assemblicators, we've made sure their configs are into input from the top, output from the front, energy coming in from below, with the flux ducts underneath. They will take items from up there, out, turn them into the seed form, and output it into the bioreactor. Bioreactor creates biofuel. If we can get more than one at a time in there, which at the moment we're not seeming to, which is a little bit annoying, but if we do manage to, that's basically bonus biofuel, and that then goes into our biofuel generator and creates power. Now at the moment this LV wire that comes from the base is not actually putting any power into here. I turned off the configuration from the side, so it's only getting input from here and outputting it into the bottom, and that is powering absolutely all of this machinery over here, and with no real tick down. There's more than enough biofuel. If we get 2 or 3 bits being processed at the same time, this rapidly increases the biofuel, so on the occasions that happens, everything works out really well. So over here we've literally just taken the item ducts from up there, run it past the planter in the first instance, so make sure it doesn't run out of anything, then down into a chest with a filter onto an item hopper first. So this just pulls oak wood out into the hopper and starts burning it up in the furnace. That will then output charcoal into the chest, the external heater just being powered off of the same line here, and then similarly the sludge refiner's item ducts just go into the chest. So everything over this side just comes into this chest and gets imported into the system. We'll probably be able to take down the LVY relays fairly soon. I'm pretty confident that there's no need for them anymore, but they're there just in case there's any kind of technical hiccup rather than having to reset the system from scratch. Only thing I need to watch out for is charcoal. I don't want it overspilling into anything else. Let's just make ourselves a void upgrade. So that will mean that yes, we'll be potentially wasting charcoal in the same way that we waste cobblestone, but considering it's an infinite resource, I'm fairly happy that it's not going to make a difference to us. And because we'll be starting to need another drawer, because we're going to be starting to use the charcoal more automatically, it won't be a problem in the long run. I need to harvest more obsidian apparently, so I think that's what we'll what I'll work on between episodes, because that's a tedious task in and of itself. Right, so now the charcoal, once it fills up, won't clog up the system or try and go into this part. Yeah, you're an important part of the crafting array, so you might as well go in there. Right, okay, so that's our altar setup. Nether wart. I do have nether wart. How much do I have? 4 pieces. I think we need to go back to the nether. I haven't been there for a while, and see about setting up a netherrack farm relatively close to the portal itself. So meet me back here momentarily. And we're back from our little nether excursion, now with a bit more nether wart to call our own. I've set up a small farm on the other side and just tidied up the base area around there. Also dinged level 20 in the perk tree while I was wandering around, so picked up the other increased perk experience. So we're now at plus 90% perk experience gain, which is real helpful. I'd say the effectiveness of perks at plus 50% is really quite tasty as well, so it won't be too much longer until we complete the outer edge circuit here, and then we can start looking at going off for the various bits and pieces. Damage and life are certainly going to be very useful. Increased tunneling speed and reach could be quite useful. I'm not too sure about things like profane chemistry and that, or chained mining length either. That looks like it could work pretty badly for just general things, but things like mending and cleansing are going to be quite useful. And spectral wings, I've just seen that and read that. The Visio mantle granting flight, that's something that I think we can get behind. So to that end, slight change of plan. We're going to look into getting our celestial altar and getting up to the next tier. So the layout of the altar itself, not too dissimilar. It's a little bit bigger, basically more sooty marble, slightly larger towers, but it's 2 bits of stardust and some star metal and some rock crystal. We've got plenty of rock crystals now. We are not short of them, thanks to some mining that's been done there. So a couple of aquamarines. I think we'll round off today with this part. So 4 chiseled marble, 2 marble pillars. 4 chiseled marble, 2 marble pillars, and then just need to cook this up. I'll deal with making the altar itself, I think, between episodes, because changing the layout of it, while it's not difficult, is fairly time consuming, because it's about checking back and forth in the book. So let's just get the star metal sorted, and then we'll go up, we'll upgrade our altar. Hopefully that will also give us access to the last few constellations, and with that we can then build the last couple of items we're going to need, like the ritual pedestals and that. I mean, we can build those now, but the last few bits and pieces we're going to need for that. What's this about perks anymore? Ah, okay, right, so we can, if we want to jump over perks, so if, for example, I wanted, I have no idea what I'd want to skip over in that, to be honest, but yeah. If we wanted to get to one thing without having to do one of the other bits, yeah, I don't know. Seems like anything that's on the way to stuff relates to it, so yeah, not making much sense there, but useful to know that you can skip over ones that you don't want. That always used to be one of the issues, was one of them gave you the auto jump part and unlocked it as a default, so you'd step up like a block like that, and it's so fiddly to do when you're like crafting and moving around, especially when you're standing on top of tall towers. It doesn't tend to work out too well. I did not bring enough of the star metal. I need one more piece. Get the bits to grind up and forget the actual one we're going to need itself. Doing well. There we go. Might as well get the other one out while we're doing it. Right, so you may also notice I've put some other spectral relays up there. So So we've now got 6 spectral relays boosting the altar, so even if we're not doing this in the middle of the night, we may still actually be able to get by. Though we might have to wait for nightfall, so maybe the first thing we do at the beginning of the next episode, depending on how much light is going to be required here. Right, so yeah, it's going to need more than it's going to have right now, pretty much guaranteed. Is it middle or? Yeah, middle. Yeah, so there's not enough light there, and I have got my wand in any event. Right, we'll come back when night falls and we'll wrap this up there. So back in a moment. And welcome back. Night has fallen. So let's make our way back up our tower. And already, with only the moon part way up, already at full light thanks to our spectral relays. So let's kick this off for what is going to be the top tier crafting. In fact, no, it's not the top tier, it's nearly the top tier. It's the last one that adds anything to the altar itself. And the final increase in size of the floor. So once we get this, so the towers will need to come out to here, and then the only other part will be a frame that starts to go between the towers. Pillars. Don't know why I'm calling them towers. And that will be that then. So red bar is no longer usable, so we're going to need to put the other parts in. But Constellation unlocks for us a whole heap of bits and pieces. The iridescent altar is where we need to go next in order to get to our cape, which we want to build. So we need resonating equipment, and that's where the starlight infuser comes in. So quite a nice little block, little blocky build. That I'm thinking is going to go down over here in front of our astral tower. So that's the next part, and then we move into needing to grow celestial crystals specifically for it. And building up to that. So between episodes I will get the final stages of the attunement altar built. No, not that one. Didn't say constellation, I said go into attunement. There it is. So I'll get that built up so we can just kick things off next time. So thank you very much for joining me here, and I look forward to seeing you for episode 20.